Are you going to college? Are you going back to college? Are you about to have your first ever college freshman? I know it makes you anxious. You hear horror stories like you're about to hear in this video, actually. But there's a silver lining, guys. There's a silver lining because today we have 5 tips for you to have a successful relationship with your roommate and roommate etiquette. What is up, guys? Antoine here once again from Splitting Image. Splitting Image is all about personal development and motivation for all millennials, and we're continuing out our Surviving College series with one of the most controversial things about college, and that is having a roommate. You have to remember there are certain ways you have to conduct yourself when you have a roommate and when you're living with another person. You have to be considerate. So, starting off on our first tip, we're going to talk about consideration. You need to be considerate. You need to remember you are living with another person here. It's not all about you. There's other people living here, there's other space living here. I've had multiple roommates throughout my college career and even now. And one of my biggest things that I learned is being considerate and communicating, actually talking. If you have an issue with something, you talk to them. You don't do anything petty. You talk to them.
Yep, talk to them, bring it up. You got to talk about it because eventually it builds up and builds up and builds up, and something ugly is going to happen. And it's so much easier to just be like, hey, I don't like, or I'm struggling with how XYZ is happening. Let's figure out a system for us that works for us, that will work out. So communicate with your roommate. When you're doing your roommate contract, if your university has you do that type of stuff, be as tedious as possible everywhere from I sleep with the lights on or off, all the way down to the sound of chewing annoys me.
And our second tip for you is really when it comes down to communication, I know this is an uncomfortable topic, but you have to talk about it. What to do if you're sleeping with another person in your room? All right, so I know. Hold on.
I am.
Hold on before you get into it. I know. This can be sort of an uncomfortable topic, especially if this is a new person. You don't know this person, but let's say you're bringing somebody over and you guys, having a good time, and naturally, sex might happen. It is what it is. I'm not saying I condone marital sex or whatever. You do you. That's your business. I don't care. That has nothing to do with me. But I know sex is actually a reality. So one of the things that I would tell a lot of guys and a lot of girls is definitely have protection somewhere in your room because great sex is protected sex. So always keep yourself protected in every situation that you can. Birth control, condoms, even if you're a woman, have condoms still, just to make sure, because you don't want anything bad to happen. There's a lot of diseases, pregnancy.
Better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry, of course. But the next thing is you really need to talk to your roommate about like how exactly this thing is going to look, especially with you guys. You have somebody, if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you're going to want to spend time together. You have to have that conversation and have some sort of system, even if you text them beforehand saying, hey, I'm bringing my boyfriend over, my girlfriend over. Be mindful of that. It might happen. I know everybody want to be spontaneous, but it might happen. It might not happen. I have a girl in here like, hey, could you be gone at this point in time, or even put like a sock on the door. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's just something.
When second roommate came around, who's my best friend and I love her to death, we have a thing that I recommend to all guys and girls, either, both, neither, in between. Go out and get a pack of scrunchies. When the green scrunchie is on the door, you can come in. When the red scrunchie is on the door, you can come in 20 minutes.
It's go time.
It's a very subtle, or whatever you guys want to do. That's just what me and my roommate use. Scrunchies, ribbon, whatever. Just something, even so if you don't you're like in the mood. It's very, like Antoine said, like spontaneous, and you don't want to like kill the mood and be like, oh, I gotta text my roommate that we're about to have sex. You'd be like, oh wait,
The
I'll be right
minute you
back.
walk
And just
through that
slip
door,
the scrunchie on the
yeah.
doorknob, and you're good to go.
Our next tip is don't use anything that doesn't belong to you personally. If
Yes,
you know,
do not do that.
do not do that. If you know that there's something, food, drinks, pins, something on somebody's desk, a computer, whatever. If you know that that is not yours, ask. Ask. Don't just assume saying that we're cool. And even if the person said that it was cool, still ask, because you do not know what might set that person's off or what their plans was for that particular item or food or whatever. You do not know that. So
Yeah,
definitely ask first.
you 100% want to ask. Gonna go back to my first roommate. She would just use stuff. Food, drinks, paper, anything was free game to her. Clothes, which don't get me started. So that was a big cause in our divorce.
Yeah,
But
a divorce.
second roommate, we already, like when we did our roommate contract, we agreed everything is for share except for these specific things. So like I said, like Antoine said, even if you agree ahead of time, make sure to be like, hey, can I borrow whatever? And I'm sure they won't have a problem with it. But kind of like when you were a kid, don't play with toys that aren't yours.
Our next tip is just remembering to be respectful. Remembering to be respectful in all aspects of the word of respect. If you want respect, you need to give respect to others, especially if you have a roommate. You need to be respectful of them. There's a lot of bad things going around, the COVID, everything like that. Be respectful of that. If they don't want people over in the room because of COVID-19 or whatever, be respectful of that. I know it's your space too, but if you guys can't come to an agreement on that, then you shouldn't do that.
Yes, 100%. Everything, when it comes down to whether you and your roommate are going to be enemies or friends, comes down to respect. Even if it's just a small thing. Like, I know that my roommate has a free block between like 2 and 3, and that's when she's going to be back in the dorm and take a nap. Okay, that's when I'm going to go to the library and study, so she has her quiet time and her alone time. Just, it can be even small things like that to like, hey, I'm going to crash in so-and-so's dorm tonight so you can have the dorm to yourself to do whatever you want. Like, anything, respect is, as in with any other relationship in your life, respect is a huge key to make or break with a roommate.
Our final tip for you guys when it comes down to dealing with roommates is the art of compromise. You have to learn how to compromise on things. You can't be so rigid in the way that you are thinking that you don't want to compromise. You
Yes.
have to have conversations. I know communication keeps coming up because communication is key. That's the way you deal with people. And you need to realize you're dealing with another human being. They have emotions, they have thoughts, they have feelings, they have dreams, goals, all this other stuff. So you need to realize you're dealing with another person. Again, it's not all about you. And just remember that you can compromise on certain things. You don't need to win every battle. Not every battle should be won.
Not every battle has to be fought. Not everything has to be a fight.
Nope.
With my first roommate, there was a lot of turmoil going on in my life, and I was very hard set on having this cinnamon-scented candle in the room for some reason. She's allergic to cinnamon, so I was like refusing to move in with her over the excuse of the candle.
We're gonna do a video where she just like goes on a rant about what exactly happened with this girl.
You just gotta make compromises, and if it's a true compromise, it's nothing that's gonna end up being negative towards you or the other person. I didn't keep my wax melt. I lived. It's fine.
Again, you got to realize it's all about being respectful, having fun, and just being nice.
Fun. That's such a big part of it.
Yes, it is.
Do small things to bond with your roommate. Like,
invite
my girl, we watch Kitchen Nightmares and drink wine every Thursday night.
Do something
small things.
Have fun, because remember, life is too short to always be arguing over every little damn thing. Like, you don't need to do that.
Remember that.
Remember that. If you guys found value in this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and definitely hit that notification bell after you do subscribe to know when our next videos are coming out. I'm Antoine. That's Hannah. It's been so great talking to you guys over these last couple of weeks about how to survive college. We have more college videos coming up, but this is just the start. And guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.